Search engine optimization for your junk removal business. It's the biggest and the baddest type of marketing you can do for your junk removal company. It takes time and patience to get it right, but once it is there, it has unlimited return on investment. This video is going to give you 10 tips that you and your SEO company should be doing to get business from your SEO efforts. And why should you pay attention to us? Nobody has done SEO for more junk removal businesses and seen better results than the Junk Removal Authority. Now, what is SEO? SEO is your organic page ranking on Google, Bing, YouTube, etc. Basically, it's not pay-per-click. The first thing you see when you land on Google at the top are paid ads. Beneath that is the map, which is an organic listing. And then you've got the regular search results. The maps and the regular search results come from good SEO. So here are 10 tips to get a great ranking and more business from SEO for your junk removal business. Tip number 1, have a great website and a great conversion design. This is the part most people skip over. It's amazing the number of people that we've encountered that want to run an SEO campaign, but they want to send it to a very poor website. Here's the problem. One, it's going to be a lot harder to get this page to rank. The customer experience is worse and Google knows it. Google knows everything. They daggone sure know if your customer experience is bad. They're going to rank you lower. The second thing is, even if we somehow manage to get it ranked, it doesn't really matter because very few people are converting into paying customers. Your site doesn't give the right information and it does not portray a professional image to the visitor. That means your ideal clients, ones who value service over price, meaning they're not going to negotiate as much, those customers or those potential customers or those missed customers are actually going to leave your site and they're going to go to a competitor and they're going to view different sites and they're going to find the one that gives them what they're looking for. That's the person who's going to get the business. You might get calls with your crummy site, but it's probably going to be cheaper customers who are less loyal than the ideal customers you missed out on. Get your website right first, then worry about ranking. Tip number 2, ensure your own site optimization is set up correctly. Here's what this means. Google has a certain method to read your page. You want to set up your page in the format that Google likes. This means, number 1, having an accurate on-page meta description that features the search terms you are targeting. Number 2 is you need to feature the proper keyword density. So you don't want to show your keyword too much or too little. Number 3 is labeling on-page images. Google can't actually read your image. You need to tell them what they're looking at. Number 4, create a logical internal linking structure. I'm not going to go into the specifics of SEO in this video or the details. The things I just mentioned, look them up on Google and you can read all about them. There's been plenty of articles and videos that have already been put out. Make sure you're doing this stuff when you're setting up your web pages though, in order to get great ranking. So before you look at adding additional content or getting inbound links, you should first ensure your page is set up properly to begin with. Almost all this stuff can be recognized and then corrected by using a plugin like Yoast. Yoast is a WordPress plugin that reads your web page and tells you areas that need to be improved on. Tip number 3. Pay attention to your site loading speed. How quickly your page loads is very important to where you rank on Google. Test your site speeds on sites like GTmetrix or Pingdom to determine your ranking. Things that slow down your site loading speed are large image files, plugins, or videos hosted directly on your web page. Tip number 4, make sure your site is secure. You should have an SSL certificate. Tip number 5, create landing pages that take aim at certain types of removal, city pages that take aim at the surrounding smaller cities, and combination pages that combine a certain item with a certain city. This one strategy here we have found to be extremely effective. It took us a long time to learn this. This is a big tip you're getting right here. The combo pages have been great. Get relevant images and high quality content on these pages and they're going to rank. Tip number 6, include a video on your page. Google loves seeing videos on your webpage. They also like seeing videos consistently posted throughout your website. So don't just do one and done. Video increases the amount of time a visitor spends on your page. Average time on page is a factor that Google uses to evaluate the quality of your page. The longer they spend on average, the higher your page ranks. Make sure to do high quality video on your page. Tip number 7, be active on social media. Google likes seeing you active on social profiles such as Facebook and YouTube. You get bonus points if people are actually engaged with the post that you're putting out. If your content gets shared, it increases your visibility. However, even if it doesn't get shared, we have seen a direct correlation between increased social media posts with an increase in ranking. Tip number 8, avoid keyword stuffing, cloaking, and other black hat techniques. Google's going to catch on to this at some point, and you're going to be penalized. Tip number 9, pay attention to your Google My Business map listing. Respond to reviews as they come in. Also, consider your mailing address or office address when you're looking for a warehouse and office space. The closer you are to a city within your target market, the better your GMB will rank. If you are looking at a warehouse in a city that does not include many of your customers or potential customers, it's probably better to pay more on rent in order to get a higher GMB ranking in a better area. Tip number 10, make sure your info matches up across the web. Ensure phone numbers, addresses, email addresses, etc. all match on your listing throughout the web. Google wants to see consistency here. One thing you do not see mentioned here is blogging. Guys, we did more blogging than anybody 2 years ago, and we simply found that it did not have a significant effect on junk removal website search engine ranking. It's not that blogging is ineffective for SEO, not at all. But our real world and vast experience showed that for junk removal, it was not effective. Our speculation is that Google likes seeing page visitors that are actually reading the blog post. If the bounce rate is high and the average time on page is low, it tells Google that this is not valuable content. So for companies like attorneys and home repair and other types of businesses that have content that people like researching, it's probably going to work for those companies. People are actually reading. But it's harder to write consistently interesting topics about junk removal. When shopping for an SEO company to work with, get verifiable evidence from them that they are employing all or at least most of these strategies. If they can't prove it to you, then you shouldn't work with them. We here at Junk Removal Authority specialize in junk removal. My business partner and myself built a multi-million-dollar junk removal business that we still operate today. We dominate our local SEO rankings, which is a huge part of our business. We've also got proven results in major markets throughout America for ranking keywords that bring in massive amounts of traffic and income for our clients. Give us a call today so we can begin doing the same for you.